Um, by the way, I don't have YouTube Prime, so if an ad pops up, I apologize. Just to give everybody a heads up.
Hate it when we get ads in front of a trailer. It's like we're already watching an ad.
You're already watching it. Hopefully the volume is okay.
For most of human civilization, we believed that life could only exist on the surface of our planet.
What the fuck?
What else were we wrong about?
Wait. First off, don't tell me my man's got like an exoskeleton suit already. Like King Kong, what you been building down there in Hollow Earth, man? What you been building?
Giving King Kong a mech suit so he can go toe to toe with Godzilla this time. Because like, okay, so like Godzilla versus Kong, I didn't dislike it. Like I had fun with it, but it's one of those movies where like when you actually think about it for even more than a second, you realize, man, this is like one of the dumbest movies like I think to ever have been written. I did appreciate the fights, but like I really hope for this one they're actually putting in more effort into the story because oh my gosh, the other one is like just so poorly written.
Yeah, I haven't seen it again since I saw it in theaters. But clearly they're still talking about Hollow Earth here. We thought this was only just on the surface of the planet, but clearly something else is underneath it. I even dug the scratching of the needle as part of the soundtrack. That was pretty dope. Let's see what else we got. Oh, that's a cool shot.
Won't you come on in?
This world has more secrets than we could possibly imagine.
Oh, she's in this? Okay.
Still now and then.
Is that Queen Kong or Son of Kong?
Yeah, that's interesting, right? Like, is that the same Kong that we knew before or another Kong underground? I'm interested. I've been seeing some of the promotional posters that they have, and they've been highlighting Scar, I believe, Scar Kong or something like that. But I'm curious who that kiddo is for sure.
What is that?
That's not Kong. What could have done this?
Kong can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
Oh, they're going purple now? Nice, bro. Woo! That's Scar, boy. Hold on. Look at that. That's definitely Scar for sure. Yo, first off, I'm just gonna say this franchise is just taking off into something else completely different.
Yeah.
Like, this feels very much like Fast and the Furious after like the 4th or 5th film, where they're like, we gotta take this up a notch. Because we're really getting into some supernatural like entity stuff. I mean, glowing rocks and a whole Planet of the Apes civilization underground now. Is there a new ruler here? Is this like Kong stumbling upon a brand new empire of these apes that are kind of thriving? Looks like we're gonna have ourselves a tag team matchup here. Let's finish this off. We got like 40 seconds left. Here we go. That's so cool.
Godzilla and Kong running from something?
Are they running from something or to something?
Can't tell.
Yeah, I can't tell.
Welcome to my world.
Is that a mini Kong?
God, Stuart, look. Um, you know, I think again, just a trailer. I think we've jumped a shark here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it just hits different to me because we just finished talking about Godzilla minus one, which is like a completely different Godzilla film from what this is. But to be fair to the Monsterverse, I mean, they have really built up this Monsterverse, especially when we get to something like Godzilla versus Kong. But now this feels very much like a new chapter, and it's kind of like embracing everything that Godzilla versus Kong was, with the hollow world, the mecha Godzilla robotics and stuff, and really I'm kind of curious as to how much more in the future this is compared to where the last movie left us off at. Because I mean, now we got Kong with like his Infinity Gauntlet and running around and stuff at the end of this. We got Godzilla with like purplish pink sort of fire instead of the traditional blue. It makes me wonder, like, what's happened. Has he metaphored? Is there a metamorphosis that's happening to him? Is he now a woman sort of thing? Is that why we're changing the colors thing? I have no idea what's going on. I mean, visually it looks pretty stunning. Like the effects look pretty good to me. Scar looked pretty good, but I am sitting here thinking to myself, like, what's going on? Are we doing too much here? Again, this is just a teaser trailer, or official trailer, I should say. What are some of your immediate thoughts, though?
I think one problem with introducing an entire society of giant apes like Kong is that it now makes King Kong himself less unique. I know
Mm,
that they're probably going to have like the big thing be like, oh, now King Kong rules over all these giant apes. So he's, justifying the name King Kong basically. But regardless, just him not being the last of his species, that was always what made Kong such a cool character. He's like one of the very last of his kind, and that's what makes him like the thing that everyone fears. If he's just part of another species, then he's just a part of a species that everyone fears, on Skull Island and that kind of stuff. So it's yeah, again, it takes away the uniqueness to me from King Kong, but again, like you said, it's a trailer, so maybe there's more in the movie that'll like kind of turn my opinion around on this. But as of now, I think I'd be looking forward to this more if we didn't have Godzilla minus one and that whole like franchise that's going to be spinning from there. I think I'm more excited for that than I am here. I feel like once we had Godzilla versus Kong, I was kind of satisfied with the American Godzilla giant monster movies. I'm like, okay, we've kind of ended it here. The only reason I would have wanted a sequel is if they were going to kind of tweak the writing, basically. If they wanted to make a sequel that focused a lot more on storytelling than giant monster battles, but clearly that's not what they're doing here. Because again, like I said, the writing was the thing I didn't like about Godzilla versus Kong. I thought the fights and everything were great in that. But here it just looks like they're just doing more of that. So they're improving on what already worked and not fixing anything that didn't work, it looks like.
hmm. No, I do think you make a great point there. Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm like, so now we've got another cute, small, young character to promote in this little mini Kong sort of thing. I mean, I feel like it's becoming a trope now. It's just becoming like, if you want a successful franchise, you got to have some level of like cute, smaller version of the big bad evil character, right? I mean, not to say that Yoda was bad, but we had Baby Yoda. I mean, we get smaller and smaller droids in Star Wars every movie, it feels like. Now we got a baby Kong here as well. So I again, it's just a trailer. But I would agree with you. It feels like it's once again going to be focusing mostly on the monsters and the big special effects. So if you like your big monster battles, this certainly might be it for you. It feels very much like these characters are probably going to take another sort of side um step back behind the monsters as part of the main characters in here. But again, it is just a trailer. This is the first official trailer. Maybe we end up getting ourselves some sort of second trailer that will give us a better idea of what the main storyline and purpose is. But for first impressions, like visually, okay. I mean, it looks fun visually, and if you're here for the big battles, but there are just moments in here that just make me think, yeah, this franchise has maybe embraced the wrong aspects that I really wanted them to. But they definitely, if they're trying to separate themselves from what Japan is doing with their monster movies, then they've done a great job
Mhm.
in that regards of separating itself, showing like, look what we can do, westernize these characters with big bombastic special effects and a huge budget. Um, and we'll see if it was the right move or not when it comes out. But first impressions, it doesn't. I'm not. It immediately feels like it's not something I really care to see. I might just see it just because I've seen all the other Monsterverse movies, but I don't know if there's a hype for it as of yet. Um, Marcelino says it's hard to take Kong X Godzilla seriously because this is just to be dumb action and no care for the story. I have a grin on my face because I couldn't stop laughing at the ridiculousness. Um, I think even the idea of him getting a giant axe in the last one, I felt like, I don't want to say you can only stretch your imagination so far because it's like it's a movie about a gigantic ape anyway, So it's like maybe you can get away with some bigger sci-fi elements in here that they introduced in Godzilla versus Kong and are really embracing in here. So I do think that's the element that will either make this movie or break it for some people is just the bigger scope. And I would agree with you. The idea that now we've got like a civilization of these apes really does kind of deter and take away, I think, from King Kong a little bit more.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe when I see this movie, it'll be better than I expected, and I'll look back at this podcast and be like, "Ha, that idiot didn't know what he was talking about."
Yeah, I mean, look at the idea of a trailer is it's meant to certainly get you hyped for what's to come. I hope it certainly hyped some of you guys if you're big fans of the Monsterverse. I hope that this worked for you. I hope that you're really fascinated to see where it goes. For me, I'm probably still at the same point that I was before, if not a little bit more concerned now. So we'll see. We'll see if they change course going forward. But we'll keep you posted as we get more information. But thank you, Datila, for bringing that to our attention.